So to perform the rapid strep test, I have all the supplies that I need. I have a stand, I have my 2 reagents, reagent A and reagent B. And I have my strips for the test, and I have my specimen. So one reason I like to rip those paper sheaths in half is because I can then put the swab back in here and carry it to the lab. This is how the practice I worked in preferred to have those. You may encounter different preferences throughout your rotations and your work, so just do whatever the lab tells you to. So I have a clean test tube. I'm going to place in that 4 drops of reagent A. And then 4 drops of reagent B. I'm going to swish this around and mix these 2 reagents. I like to put a fingertip over top so I know I don't lose any. And you just very gently kind of shake it back and forth. This will go from being clear to having kind of a pinkish or yellowish color. There's no set time on this test. Some of them will tell you exactly how long to do it. Once I feel like that's adequately mixed, I'm going to take my swab, pop it straight down into the test tube, and I'm going to start rotating it in the tube. So I'm going to pull this out so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to apply a little bit of downward pressure, not so much that the swab begins to bend because I don't want it to snap, but the instructions are to rotate this vigorously. So I'm going to press down, I'm going to twist back and forth, I'm going to twist it up against the side of the tube. Now some rapid tests will tell you exactly how long to swish or how many rotations to make. This one does not, but I'm going to go for about 30 seconds. And then I'm going to let that sit for 1 to 2 minutes. So after letting the swab sit in the reagents for 1 to 2 minutes, we now want to get as much liquid out of that cotton tip as possible. So we are going to hold the swab between 2 fingers and pinch. Pinch the walls of, the test tube together. And then I'm going to start rotating the swab and pulling it upwards so that as it goes through my fingers, I'm pinching and really forcing out any liquid that it might be holding on to. I like to do this twice. Just be careful and don't stick it back in the liquid the second time. Okay. Once we've done that, we can discard our swab. And we are going to get a test strip and put it into the solution. So we want to hold these by the blue. The part you're supposed to hold is facing upward in the container. We do not want to touch the bottom half because that is where our reagent and our specimen will go. So we don't want to contaminate that. So I'm going to drop that in. I am also running a test with the reagents and a positive control. So hopefully this one will show you what a positive test looks like. So I will drop both of those into place and let them sit for 5 minutes and then read the result. So after 5 minutes, we're going to read our results. Here is our swab from the oropharyngeal specimen. This way, I'm still only touching the blue part. This is a little out of focus, but it says control and has arrows pointing over. So that line that you see, that pink line, is the control line. If this were a positive test, you would see both the control line and a test line. So for this top one, if you want to recreate a positive test, you can find the It says positive control. It's a small tube with a red cap. Add 4 drops of that to your specimen, and that will give us a positive.